The conversation around Martell Holt and Melody Sherry has taken another unexpected turn after a new court document and social media post started making the rounds online. Fans of Love and Marriage Huntsville quickly began debating what the filing really means, with many people reaching different conclusions after only reading a few lines or seeing screenshots shared across social media. As always, the biggest challenge is separating public opinion from what the document actually says. Martell chose to share a statement alongside a court filing on his social media account, explaining his own view of the situation. In his message, he argued that the latest legal action against him was another false accusation, and pointed to the dismissal of the case as support for that position. Within minutes, blogs and fan pages reposted the statement, and comment sections exploded with reactions from supporters on both sides. For many viewers, the word dismissed immediately sounded like the end of the story. Some people interpreted it as complete proof that every allegation had been disproved. Others urged caution, saying that legal cases can end for many different reasons and that it is important to understand the details before reaching a conclusion. That difference in interpretation quickly became the center of the online debate. Looking more closely at the court document itself, some legal observers noted language related to jurisdiction. In simple terms, jurisdiction refers to whether a particular court has the legal authority to decide a specific matter. If a court determines that it does not have authority over part of a case or certain evidence, procedural issues can affect the outcome, regardless of the underlying allegations. Because of that, some people argued that a dismissal based on jurisdiction should not automatically be viewed as a finding that someone lied or that every claim was proven false. Others continued to support Martell's interpretation and believed the dismissal cleared him completely. Those different viewpoints fueled even more discussion across social media. Another reason the situation attracted attention was the timing of the public post. Some fans questioned why the court document was released on social media when it was, while others felt Martell simply wanted to share his side of the story after months of public criticism. Since only Martell knows his reasons for posting, any conclusions about his motivation remain speculation. Supporters of Melody pointed out that legal procedures can be complicated and that procedural rulings do not always decide whether allegations are true or false. They argued that technical issues in court should not automatically be treated as factual findings about the people involved. On the other hand, Martell's supporters viewed the dismissal as an important legal victory and believed it supported his public statements. The disagreement highlights how easy it is for legal language to be misunderstood once it reaches social media. Many people see only a headline or a screenshot without reading the full filing, while others rely entirely on commentary from influencers and blogs instead of reviewing the available documents for themselves. One of the most emotional parts of the public discussion involves the children. According to public statements surrounding the matter, the children's involvement became part of the legal process. Because they are minors, many observers believe discussions about them should remain respectful and cautious. Without access to all evidence presented in court, outside viewers cannot know everything considered by the parties or the judge. That has not stopped social media users from debating what happened behind closed doors. Some claim the children simply shared their own experiences. Others speculate about outside influence. The reality is that members of the public generally do not have complete access to every detail considered during family court proceedings, making broad conclusions difficult to support. The discussion also expanded beyond the courtroom and into questions about public image. Critics argued that posting legal documents online can shape public opinion before many people have the opportunity to read or understand the details. Supporters responded that everyone has the right to defend themselves publicly when accusations become part of widespread online conversation. At the same time, Melody has remained relatively quiet publicly compared with the amount of discussion happening around her name. Her supporters have highlighted her business ventures and personal projects, saying she continues to focus on her career despite ongoing public attention surrounding her former marriage. Others believe both parties have chosen different ways to communicate with the public and that each approach reflects personal strategy rather than proof of anything. As more fans joined the debate, another topic emerged. Some viewers began discussing the difference between a procedural dismissal and a factual determination. Legal experts often explain that courts can dismiss cases for reasons unrelated to whether an allegation is ultimately true or false. Missing requirements, filing issues, jurisdiction questions, or other procedural matters can all affect how a case moves forward. Because of that, many observers cautioned against making sweeping statements based on one document alone. They suggested waiting for any future filings or official developments before declaring complete victory for either side. The online reaction shows just how divided the audience remains. One group believes Martell's statement speaks for itself and sees the dismissal as confirmation of his position. Another group believes the procedural language deserves closer examination and argues that legal technicalities should not be confused with findings about credibility or truthfulness. As the discussion continues, one thing is clear. Public opinion is often shaped as much by interpretation as by the documents themselves. Until additional legal developments occur or new verified information becomes available, many of the strongest opinions circulating online remain exactly that, opinions. For longtime followers of Love and Marriage Huntsville, this latest development feels like another chapter in a story that has generated headlines for years. Every new filing, statement, or social media post quickly becomes the subject of thousands of comments and debates, with supporters on both sides carefully examining every detail. Whether future legal action changes the situation remains to be seen. What is certain is that viewers will continue watching closely, reading new documents, comparing statements, and forming their own conclusions as more information becomes public.